So the other day, I was going through my internal sadness that the next new Mario game still has not been announced for some reason. It's been almost 5 years since Odyssey, please, Nintendo. I was just reminiscing on Mario Odyssey, and just the whole process of this game was phenomenal. I'm looking at some of the games nowadays, like, not gonna mention any names, but some of them don't know how to show trailers or really generate any hype for their game, and it just doesn't feel the same as what Mario Odyssey did. Mario Odyssey probably had some of the best marketing I've ever seen with a video game, and I'm going to say that like confidently. It was phenomenal. The way they showed off this game and the amount of times that they showed off this game was perfect. I mean, seriously, to the T. Some people think they showed it too much, but I think it was perfect. It was honestly beautiful. And just the whole content roadmap until this game came out was so perfect. It was worth the wait. It didn't feel like we were waiting for so long. It was announced at the beginning of the year in 2017, released at the end of the year. It was perfect. Some of you guys just might not understand what I'm talking about and why I thought it was so good, but let me take you back to the process of what Nintendo and the Mario Odyssey team did and why they did things so well. Let me take you back to late 2016. This was when we were in the dark ages of the Wii U. There was nothing left to play, the thing was dead, and we were just waiting for the Switch now, and finally we got the grand reveal of the Nintendo Switch. We saw this guy just sitting on his couch playing Breath of the Wild, and we were foaming at the mouth. I remember at this time there was really nothing else revealed for the Nintendo Switch. We knew that Breath of the Wild was coming, but that's really about it. We didn't know anything else with any other game, and then they decided to pull one of these. Oh, hold on there, Sally. Sit your butt back down. Did Nintendo really just reveal the next big 3D Mario game like that? With just this woman playing it in her living room? The world went crazy. They revealed this in a way by not showing tons of boring gameplay of Mario slowly walking around the world, but him doing jumps and flips in about a 5-second segment, just enough for us to say, what was that? I remember the internet was going crazy trying to figure out if this was a port of something, if this was a return to 3D sandbox Mario like Sunshine in 64, or if this was going to be more along the lines of 3D World. I mean, people were breaking down the camera angles, the movements, every slight step that Mario took. We were losing our minds over this. This is seriously one of the smartest things Nintendo could have ever done. We already knew we were getting a brand new Zelda, but showing off a brand new Mario as well got people anticipated and excited to see what the heck this even was and what this was going to mean for the future of Mario. People were ready. People were certainly ready to see what this game was. And then we fast forward a couple months to the 2017 January Nintendo Switch presentation, where they showed us this opening scene getting ready to reveal one of the biggest Switch games of all time. Super Mario Odyssey. We were losing our minds seeing Mario jump out of that manhole in New York City for some reason, which we learned to be New Donk City. And the first thing we get to see is not Mario running through the Mushroom Kingdom, but rather Mario running through New York City. It was insane. He's running down the sidewalk, running across the street, jumping off of taxis, swinging from pole to pole, and jumping across buildings, all alongside realistic proportion humans. We were like, what is this game? But yes, some people were kind of like, this is weird, but 99.9% of the people around the world said this is amazing. And the greatest part is they didn't reveal the biggest mechanic of the game, the capture mechanic, until later on. This was just showing Mario running through the world, stomping on enemies, and just kind of vibing, and it was amazing. We saw all these different aspects and stylizations of worlds that Mario could explore, and it just got our heads swirling with what the possibilities could have been and what the story was even going to be in this game in the first place. The only mechanic that we even knew of is that Mario could throw his hat, jump off of it, bounce off of it, and even throw it at enemies, I guess, to hurt them is what we thought originally. He could ride lions and even attack Bowser. He was back. Yeah, everything was back. It was Mario Odyssey, and it was looking amazing. Then, of course, at the end of the trailer, we get to see Mario spin around and show us his new buddy being Cappy, the two eyes popping up on his hat, which gave us a clue that there was more to be revealed, which we wouldn't know until later on. This more than satisfied fans until eventually reaching E3 of this same year, when we get another crazy secret reveal that we didn't even know was going to be Mario. We see this random dinosaur walking around until it turns around and we see Mario's hat jump off of his head with Mario in it. What is going on? This is the reveal of the capture mechanic. We see Mario turn into frogs, lava bubbles, Goombas. It's just insane. This was the main mechanic of the game. This is what Mario Odyssey was all about. This is why Cappy was even programmed to be in this game in the first place, and they saved something this big for this very special E3 moment. I don't think anybody was expecting Mario to throw his hat and completely capture different enemies and turn into them. I don't think anyone in the world predicted that was going to happen. This was such out of a left field thing for them to do, and it was amazing, and it finally solidified how great this game is really going to be. We already knew it was going to be phenomenal, but man, this really was the icing on the cake. Of course, they gave a release date for October 27th, so it wouldn't be too long until we were able to get our hands on this game. It was going to be the big holiday game of the year. And of course, after that game closing out E3, we had some Nintendo Treehouse coverage right away of Mario Odyssey, going through the Sand Kingdom of Toast Arena, and obviously the Wooded Kingdom of Steam Gardens. And this something doesn't feel the same without Nintendo Treehouse playing through some of these extreme games like they did with Breath of the Wild and like they did with Mario Odyssey. I feel like we haven't had that in a while. They just did it recently with Metroid Dread, but for some reason it just didn't feel the same. There's just something, I guess, with these super hype Mario and Zelda games, I guess, that really just generates so much excitement when the Nintendo Treehouse officially plays the game live for everybody. And when they were doing this, they were just showing how amazingly fluid Mario moved in this game, and just how great it was really going to be when it released. And the marketing train continues here, or really just starts up, because Mario and Nintendo are going around the United States and finally ending up in New York. Yeah, so this trailer pretty much drove around the United States, and this was a cool way, I guess, for people to meet up and see Mario mascot and just, you know, maybe play the demo of the game and see some of the Nintendo crew, and just kind of get this celebration going. Like, this was literally a United States phenomenon where Mario just traveled from state to state until eventually ending up in New York City, which, you know, obviously resembled New Donk City. This was so cool to follow after, since we had to wait until October anyways to get the game, so, you know, we kind of followed after Mario as well. When Mario finally made it back into New York the day of the game, we knew it was time. It was a fun little thing to follow around and just kept people interested and kept people, you know, thinking about Mario Odyssey. Brilliant marketing strategy. Man, they had these really cool Mario Odyssey kiosks set up where you could play the demo yourselves if you went to your local participating Best Buy. And I finally found a Best Buy near me that actually had one of these. I grabbed the Joy-Con, so excited, and the Joy-Cons had major drift. But then I found another one that actually worked perfectly fine, and I was so excited to get my hands on this game. It was literally a dream come true for me to finally play Mario Odyssey, especially before it even came out, and this was awesome. It was so cool that they were doing this with Best Buy. We then have a chance for one final look at the game in the September Nintendo Direct, just a month before the game released, and they spent a good about 15 to 20 minutes on this game during the Nintendo Direct. Now, I know that's a lot of time. They should have just had their own Mario Odyssey Direct, but it was Mario. I don't think anyone out there was complaining. If with anything else, it probably would have been very bad, but with, you know, Mario or Zelda, that's definitely acceptable. And being able to see the game one final time for a good chunk, and seeing what makes this game so special once again in the last final hurrah before the game released in October, this was really cool. And then finally, it was time. The night before the big release, October 26th, in New York City, they had a giant celebration, all things Mario, passing all kinds of goodies and candies and all types of crazy activities for people to go and enjoy as they waited to pick up the game at midnight. And people were ecstatic. They even had a giant dance number with the Mario mascot and Jordan Fisher and a whole bunch of other celebrities and stuff. It was a big deal. They had people dressed up like the New Donk City residents. It was just such a big deal. Reggie was there, you know, Doug Bowser was there to reveal everything. It was huge, and it was like the last big hurrah before the game finally dropped. It was an exciting time. This will always be one of the biggest moments in Nintendo history for me. I remember this wait and how exciting it was finally for this game to come out, and I followed many different YouTubers who also was there and shared the celebration with everybody in New York City. It was amazing. So this just gives me the hope and hype that the next Mario game, or whatever the next big game will be, maybe even Breath of the Wild 2 will start to pick up this kind of flair that Mario Odyssey had. Or maybe we won't ever see anything like this hype again. I don't know, we'll see. But I just love the way that Nintendo brought the community together with them to celebrate the launch of Super Mario Odyssey. Let me know in the comments down below how your experience was with this game and the wait for this game, and how excited you are for the next big Mario game to come. Probably very soon. Probably just now entering that window of exciting new Mario content coming very soon, and I cannot wait.